Hey,
Hi,
gang.
everyone.
It's day 52 of Business as Usual
With an
asterisk.
That's right.
I'm Mike,
And I'm Mary.
and that's why we're called Mike and Mary. How many cards in the deck?
52.
How many weeks in the year?
52.
And now there's 52 videos in the can. Well, not quite in the can yet because we still have a message to communicate.
That's right.
And that message, of course, is May the Force stay with you. We
Back
started
on May 4th,
Yeah.
which is Star Wars Days, we did a message called May the Force Stay With You. I know that's a little play on words or a modification, but not just be with you at this moment, really stay with you. What are you learning from this pandemic? How do we move forward so that your business is even more successful as a result of surviving this thing? And that was our theme for this past week.
Certain things that we do during the pandemic are going to survive the pandemic and carry over into
That's right.
whatever we get back to that's called normal life.
That's right. So today's message is, how are you controlling your attitude, your thinking? You know, we've got lots of negative swirling around out there, right? We got governments and governors and bosses and companies and neighbors and friends, and we all are responding to this pandemic in different ways. Some people with anger, some people with complacency, some people with resignation, some people are marching on the Capitol. Whatever your response is, why don't you choose it instead of just let it happen to you? What if you could actually train the brain?
Meaning, train your attitude, train your mind, train your approach and your perspective. And that's what Floyd taught us to do in his programs, in his philosophies, in his teachings. And boy, if there's ever a time when we need to work on ourselves on the inside first so that it starts to show on the outside, it's during these circumstances. So we'd like to give you the principal thing he taught us to do to train the brain.
Yeah.
And it's every day to recite out loud an affirmation. And an affirmation is?
A positive first-person statement. I am. Now, it can also be a bald-faced lie. It doesn't have to be true. It has to be something that you want to be true. And if you were in one of our programs, you learned the Master Salesperson's Pledge. If you've come to any of our events, you know we start and end with the Master Salesperson's Pledge. So we thought it would be good to remind you of that today.
And here's the way it begins.
Yep.
I am. Those first person present tense positive words.
I am a master salesperson.
As such, I am always guided to do and say the things that contribute to my success. To stay in touch with our attitude, we have to have guidance. And you only get it if you ask for it and if you're open to it.
That's right. And so we tell ourselves we're willing to be guided. And then we begin a litany of things that means. Each day what?
Each day. Not once in a while. Not when I feel like it, but each day. And the first is each day I walk and talk
like the master salesperson I am. How does a master salesperson walk and talk? Yeah, confident, strong, opens doors for people, looks people in the eye. It's very anti-cultural. And
they know dialogue. They know what to say and how to say it. So it's both walk with confidence in the direction of your goals, speak like a master salesperson, but it also means this: don't just talk the talk, walk the walk as well. Do what you say you'll do.
That's right.
And that leads to the second part of the affirmation, which is each day my core values direct my activities.
We'll cover those at the end, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Each day I take the steps that lead me closer to my goals.
Floyd has always said, if you take the steps every single day, even if they're just little tiny baby steps, eventually you're going to end up at your destination.
And that's exactly where you want to be, taking the steps again each day.
Each day.
Now, are there going to be obstacles along the way?
I suppose.
Of course, and challenges and problems, which we call adversities. So the next part of the pledge says,
each day I accept adversities as friendly foes and learn from them. Because if you do not learn from your adversities, you are doomed to repeat them. Those are lessons that we need to suck the lesson out of. How am I going to change as a result of having gone through this adversity?
And unless you learn from it, it's literally impossible to let it go.
Oh, that's so true.
So that you can go on. And that's really what it's about. Learn from it, let go, go on.
Right.
And each day I perform
with an air of confidence. Yet I show others that I care about them.
Linda taught us that. Caring about what the other cares about is what caring is all about.
I've tried to raise my children to be confident. And some might even say cocky. I don't think there's anything wrong with being cocky, with being confident. That means you have this spirit of, I can do it. I can accomplish anything that I set my mind to. How American is that? I think where sometimes we can go wrong is if we confuse confidence with arrogance. Because, arrogance means that you think you're better than someone else. And if there's one thing I know for sure, it's that all of our souls have equal value. And so I am confident, I'm cocky, but I'm not arrogant. So each day I perform with an air of confidence.
Yet I show others that I care about them. Mm-hmm. And there's the great balance. Mm-hmm. That's how you balance it out without coming off arrogant. Each day when asked
the secret of my success, I gladly take the time to share.
You ever come to one of our events, you'll be there with the most generous salespeople in North America. Best trained, but the nicest. They're willing to share everything that they
everything. Everything they've created, every little dialogue, every nuance. And boy, there's so much learning that goes on at our events. And there's so much learning that happens in between when we are networking. So June 1st,
Yeah.
Virtual Master Sales Academy, you should be there.
As one of our inspirations tells us, you got to pass from the competitive mind to the creative mind. And our folks are not looking at each other as competitors.
They're not selfish.
We're all creating a business, and it's a wonderful thing.
Yep.
So, from this moment on,
anything that happens in my best interest because I am a master salesperson, right?
Yeah. Anything that happens, boy, do we need that message to look at anything that happens as in our best interest. Find the good in it. Find the seed of the equal benefit.
That's Napoleon Hill.
Yeah.
Every adversity has within it a seed of equal or greater benefit. However, when the seed is there, you'd have to nurture it for it to turn into anything. And that is exactly what that sentence means. That I accept that whatever happens, it's in my best interest, either to teach me, to shape and fashion me, or to benefit me, to prosper me.
Now, the second each day says, each day my core values direct my activities.
Yes.
And those are the 5 principles Floyd gave us to live by, to make our decisions by, and to let them direct what it is that we do each day.
With integrity. So whenever we have a challenge or a situation at Floyd Wickman Team where we're struggling to make the right decision, we go to those core values and we read through them again and we discuss, okay, what is the guidance that we're getting from the core values? If you know our past grads, if you've gotten emails from us, you've seen at the bottom of our email messaging, there's a statement of core values. Let your clients know that you live by these, if in fact you do. And they are
to
always live by the get by giving philosophy. To always make my client's number one goal my number one goal. To always live up to my standards despite temptations to lower them. To always be willing to work toward the common good. And to always
do what I say I will do, sometimes more, just never less.
Were you going to say that's Floyd's favorite?
Yeah, it is Floyd's favorite.
Yeah.
Maybe the toughest one to live up to, but it's the most important one.
That's
and
for
it
sure.
really does direct your activities and help you make the best decisions.
See you on day 53.
Thanks for watching.